Did you know that like Theo Von even like he's not as innocent as he would like come out to seem? Like he comes out as like a man, I grew up in Louisiana, man, and we're all
Yeah.
poor. Like his family is actually like rich.
I wonder why they went to Nicaragua.
Dude, well, it's so like it's man, it's just a fucking rat race, bro. Because the
Yeah.
more you look at it, the more it's like, damn, like a lot of comedians actually grew up with like a silver spoon in their mouth. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lemme Dink podcast. Whether you're on the way to work, on the way to school, or just got a couple of minutes to kill,
Yes.
stay a while. We got some crazy conspiracies and crazy topics, and we can defend them. You just gotta let me think about it.
Let me dink.
What's it called? This is our first unofficial sponsored podcast. Monster Energy Drink. Unleash the beast.
Fueled by Monster.
I think I'd be a pretty good spokesperson if they gave me if we were actually sponsored by something. Watch this.
Once the articles about like how it causes cancer would come out, like, do you think you're gonna
doesn't cause cancer if you're not a pussy? Ooh, see.
Yeah.
So not all the pussies, they're not gonna buy it.
Yeah, actually that's true. If you're gonna like once we figure out that it definitely does cause cancer, they're gonna be like, okay, how do we figure out people who are definitely gonna buy it are fucking dumbasses who all they care about is not looking like pussies.
I mean that's just labubus, no? I'm pretty sure
I feel like that's more like Trump. Trump cultists.
Oh
yeah.
This podcast a minute in has taken a turn.
No. But seriously though, do you be seeing like, oh, I only follow Trump because he's a Christian, but it's like I thought like 10 years ago like everybody was like about like separation of church and state, and now it's like we need to bring God back.
That's so true.
It's like, why?
So true. I don't know if you heard, but they banned in Florida, or one of those weird places that are always trying to push crazy stuff. They tried pushing like the 10 Commandments to be like,
it's in Texas.
Yeah,
but they did pass it out. That I'm pretty sure.
No, and it got denied.
Oh, it got denied.
And I was like so glad because like there's shit that's being like passed right now that it's just like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
dude, they cut PBS, bro. Like, for what? Who was Arthur hurting? Like, and did you see the new stuff that they're putting out? They hired like this whole new like right wing network to start doing like more like basically fill in the broadcasting that was left by canceling PBS.
Yeah.
So they started doing like kids cartoons. Have you seen the clips from it?
No.
There's like a they're like going back in time, right? There's like these two little kids and they're explaining history and everything. And now this is like taken from the perspective of like right wing, like what they think like history is. And there was like a black guy there, and they were like the black guy was like, yes, America was involved in slavery, but it was something normal back then, and almost every society did it. And also, if it wasn't slavery, they just killed them. Isn't it better to be slave than like be killed? And like,
oh my god,
yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like they even did like a little episode of like I forgot who, I think it was Frederick Douglass, and like it was like like he's a very big prominent figure, and they just take him and basically be like, yeah, but the founders of the white founders are actually they're pretty smart guys, and
they made Frederick Douglass say that.
Basically, like the stuff, the way that they've taken it, bro, is just like, oh, have you even talking to the families about like the
like using like making his literally puppeting Frederick Douglass for their
crazy own man
device for their own
Anyway, Monster, release the beast.
Sponsored, dude. Can you imagine if we get sponsored and they're like, yeah, we don't want to sponsor you. You literally talked about.
What did I say? No,
and we're like only saying stuff that's like righteous. Like, maybe you shouldn't talk through Frederick Douglass's dead mouth. And they're like, you can't say that.
They already did.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
And then, but like Monster doesn't sponsor us anymore because they're like their fans are like Trumpists. So they're like, dude, you guys are not for us anymore.
Well, I mean, literally, that's almost anything now. Like, there's so many companies that are parent companies of other companies that it's just like you don't even know who you're gonna piss off.
Yeah.
By saying certain stuff. But what's it called? You were talking about like what's it called? The cancer label on this. I was gonna ask, is there something that like you enjoy it so much that like it doesn't matter if it came out that it gave you health complications that you're still gonna use and or eat?
I at one point I was like,
dick.
I was gobbling a lot, and I had to cut back.
Hopefully
No.
the mic picks this up.
I
Tasty.
lost I lost the wholesale pricing to my supplier, although I'd still be on that train.
Nice.
But I think for a long time I was like, dude, like red meat, like I'm never gonna be able to cut back on it. But like because I know like that's like a big deal like that we're like getting into that we could totally it's totally preventable and fixable is to just stop eating like big old steaks like once a month even is like terrible for you.
Yeah.
Like bad for your heart.
Yeah.
Especially now that there's like so many like
Preservatives and stuff in it.
yeah, but also like so many alternatives like veggie based meats.
But even those, it's such a crap fest out there because
Yeah.
even the veggie alternatives, a lot of time they're not even good for you.
No, they're well the thing is they're not necessarily
They're just
like
not meat.
they're just not meat, which is that's the complication is that like it's bad for your heart to eat red meat. It's not bad for your heart to eat veggie burgers, but it's still grease and like unhealthy.
Yeah.
But it's like eating it's like drinking um like unflavored Coke with cane sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup. It's like it's still unhealthy, but it's like a less sugary drink.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you because with the cane sugar, it's like you know exactly what you're
Yeah,
kind of affecting your
it's
blood
natural
sugar
sugar.
levels.
Yeah,
But then with the other one, like technically you're avoiding all that blood sugar mumbo jumbo, but at the same time, it's like, all right, but what am I like?
yeah.
What
What's
chemicals
in this?
are substituting that like nice bitter flavor?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like yeah, it's the one of those things where it's like I could totally now I can comfortably say I could definitely get off red meat
Do
in
you?
the future if it was like if it was affordable though because I
Yeah.
know that's the problem right is like veggie based meat is like kind of a lot more expensive.
I think so, and then also I think it's actually like pretty like um it's like you would think, right? Like since it's like made out of plants and shit, it's not gonna take so much like what do you say like labor like
Oh, for storage, yeah.
cost to like make I guess, but like it
Oh,
actually it's a big
I mean that's
process.
probably why it's super expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Supposedly the same technology that's behind like a lot of that
uh
is the technology that's behind Dippin' Dots. I saw a fucking TikTok about
no
it
way.
that apparently Dippin' Dots was going down a downward spiral in their business like
Yeah,
model and everything because people weren't really going to a lot of attractions in places that Dippin' Dots was at because I
yeah.
think back then they were
That's
like
true. They don't even sell in stores. It's always like
it was
at places.
exactly it was predominantly at like amusement parks like at Six
Yeah,
Flags and stuff like that. So what they
sports
ended up
games.
doing is that they had technology like basically the whole thing behind their ice cream being like sticking together and all that.
Yeah,
They realized that they instead of just packaging and selling ice cream, they could just sell like that formula, and that's what they sold to all these other companies because a lot of the veggie alternative companies were having a hard time with preserving the veggie stuff to like send it to other
yeah.
places. So they actually ended up selling them like you just you just kind of crumple all this shit together, guys, and then they just crumpled it all together and they started sending them out, and that's how we get veggie burgers, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like, I mean, I don't think Tesla's a good company because I think Elon Musk is very unstable person. But at the
Dude,
same time, he also all of his cars, like the way they work, it's public knowledge. He's like Elon Musk has said like, oh, all of our blueprints, like anybody can copy. Like we want more electricity, more electric cars in the world. But it's also like then at that point it's like okay then what is your motive
yeah, I
behind
don't
that.
trust it. I don't
No,
trust
he
it.
definitely has like invested like a bunch of like lithium
Exactly,
factories,
and like he has so much money invested in like
the production of
the
these batteries that it's like oh if all these other companies start making electric
yeah.
cars then he's gonna put the one the competition out of business, but two like he's gonna make money on the back end outside of Tesla if he has these other factories or mines owned that he owns himself, you know.
Well, that's actually what's going. That's actually the relationship between like Samsung and Apple. If you
Yeah,
um, Samsung and Apple are the two biggest like phone suppliers and manufacturers.
yeah,
But Samsung does almost all of, if not all of the OLED screens for Apple. So you would kind of
yeah,
be like, then why don't they just not give sell them the screens and then they would
yeah,
because
it's a lot of revenue.
one it's a lot of revenue and then two it's it's beneficial to be in like a competitive market. If
Yeah,
you're in something where you're just dominating, like in some instances, it's like yeah, you do have the monopoly, but in other instances, it's like way better to have like a competitive someone who you can like be compared to, so that people actually think that they have a choice of
Yeah.
like buying your thing, and
Yeah.
and not only that, but also thinking in their head like, I bought, this blue one instead of the red one, and I like this blue one, so
Yeah.
I now think that the blue one is more is a safer option to buy than the red one, and
Yeah.
they actually have like a stake in like between the
Yeah.
two now. So when they go back to the store, whatever, they and they see the red one, they're just like, nah, I kind of like that blue one because it
Yeah.
worked last time. Dude, it's just a fucking rat race that we're in, bro. I don't know how
Dude,
to get it out of it,
that
but
reminds me, like a guy from Pepsi corporate stole the recipe for like their drink, and they went to Coca-Cola and they were trying to sell it to them,
and then
and
Coca
then
Cola was like,
Coca-Cola was like, Coca-Cola reported him to like the FBI or something. He
yeah,
went
they
to
called
jail.
them. They were like,
Yeah, they're
we
like,
have
hey,
that guy here.
yeah, we have a guy here who was selling us your
Oh,
formula.
Randy's here.
Randy? Oh, fucking Randy's. Ah, don't let him leave. Don't let him leave. Tell him that you're gonna buy it. All right. It's just like, yeah, yeah, but you're right. Like that is like, I think it's very true that like having healthy or having a competition can be healthy for both companies. Yeah, that's a crazy thing. Um,
You think he would want to be in like a rival, like in a
yeah, a rivalry of any sort,
oh anything?
of anything, comedy rivalry, rap rivalry,
I was gonna say for your brand.
brand. Oh, especially my
Oh
brand,
shit.
dude. Is I mean, you be hearing about like all these rappers that try and literally like they start attacking other rappers online, and it looks really bad on them if the other rapper does not respond. Like I remember, if you remember, Machine Gun Kelly was trying to like diss Eminem for
Oh
so long,
yeah.
and like Eminem ignored him for so long before he made his diss track on him.
Rap Devil? Was that the
I don't
one that he
know.
destroyed him?
I'm not sure. I know that, but I just remember people saying like, "Oh, remember when Eminem did Machine Gun Kelly and then he stopped rapping? He started making music like punk
Yeah,
rock.
he changed
He
like the
changed. He
whole
switched it
genre.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he didn't switch his genre
Cause he
because
fucking sucked.
yeah, he didn't switch his genre because he fucking sucks. He was waiting for Eminem to respond so that he could switch it up. You know what I mean? But the whole point of him switching it up, there was like a plan to diss Eminem before that. That had to have been there. Or like the Kim Kardashian sex tape. Do you remember when Ray J was like the guy who was in the sex tape? He like was trying to sue Kim Kardashian's mom because she stopped paying him hush money to keep it on the wraps that the sex tape was put out on purpose.
Mm.
And they were like, yeah, apparently like obviously Kim Kardashian and Kris Kardashian, they didn't say anything about it, but Ray J was like, "Oh yeah, it's not. You're gonna tell me like you don't want me to say stuff for like 3 days." He was like saying stuff like on Instagram, like basically telling people, "Oh, I'm gonna spill the beans. I'm gonna spill the beans if you don't pay me." And then like 2 days later, he hadn't gotten paid yet because he was still talking about stuff, and then he started slowly dropping stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it was Chris's idea to drop the tape. Isn't it crazy that your own mom literally told you like as a manager to like make a sex tape and then accidentally release it?"
Also, she's their manager too.
Yeah, Kris Jenner's been their manager of all the Kardashians since for all their careers.
Dude, I feel like the world started going down when we accepted them as celebrities.
Yeah, but like I said, the only reason I mean, that's the thing with these managers is that they're such evil masterminds that
Yeah.
like they like figured out a way to for us to accept them. Like that's the only way we have to naturally accept them for them to become famous. It's not they can't just force themselves on us.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about making a YouTube video. Check out my YouTube guys, shameless plug, no please. I was
No,
thinking
no,
about making
please.
a video about like industry plans and where they are now, because there's a couple
Yeah,
of them in the past couple of years that not only did they have like big accusations, but
yeah,
now if you go look at their careers, like as of this very moment, like I'm talking about right now, pull out your phone. A lot of them are not doing so good. I don't know if you
yeah.
remember Little Mabu. I had
Little
to
Marvel.
um
Yeah,
I had to go to the doctor for my dog. I had to go wait in the vet. Um
and he was there.
nah. I was just like binging like videos, and
Yeah,
the fall off of Little Mabu came up, and I was like, "Oh, I completely forgot he was a thing." Like
yeah.
I remember one day you couldn't.
I still haven't heard a song of his.
Oh, really?
I just remember seeing memes about him all the time.
Yeah, yeah, true. I would see, but in the memes that they would have, it would usually have his songs in the background or whatever. So I'll be like, oh, okay, this is him. What's it called? I remember he was like I just remember one day waking up and he was all over like TikTok and everything,
Yeah.
and then just like a couple whatever months later, just like dead. The what's it called? Bobby Altoff, the
Yeah.
girl who had
Yeah,
the
we talk about her all the time. I personally don't like that. Like her first guess is Drake.
dude. Get this. She
Yeah,
did you know that she ended it right or no?
she ended her
She
podcast.
ended the podcast. This she had this like whole last episode that she posted that she was like, yes, this is gonna be the last episode.
Uh huh.
She went over all the hateful comments and like it was like
She transitioned to something else, right?
no a couple like days. I don't know. I'm not that tapped in with her or
Oh,
whatever. She comes so her old podcast. I don't remember. Fuck. I wish I was really good with names, but her old podcast dead right. She has a whole new podcast. Not this again. That's what it's called. And her first guest is Drake again, bro. It almost seems like a meme. Like I don't even
yeah,
like I don't know how like they how we were talking about like the managers. I don't know how the
yeah,
managers don't like see how that's like not one. It's too soon. It's like way too soon for her. Not only just to come out with another podcast,
yeah.
but with Drake. Like Drake isn't even doing so good right now himself. So
Nah.
like I don't understand why as a manager you would be like unless and no one's even telling her the managers themselves they can see the how do you say that the writing in on the wall or whatever where it's like they know that she's not gonna have any star power in the next what year or
Yeah,
two
they're just trying
and
to
they're
get
just
it
like
all out.
yeah exactly they're just like let's just squeeze the last bit of views we can
Yeah,
ever get and then we're just never gonna fuck with her again. That's what I think is gonna
yeah,
happen
yeah.
because bro I don't because what I mean I'm gonna say this and like it's gonna be like well look at your fucking podcast but like but it's gonna be like why would I've listened to one or I've tried to listen to one or two episodes because she actually had some like crazy guests on there. She had Drake.
Yeah.
She had like what's it called? Not just like rappers. She had Mexican OT. She had what's it called?
Bobby Lee, I think one time,
She
or
had
I've
she
seen
had
clips of it.
comedians, actors. She had a whole
Yeah,
range, right? So I actually tried to watch a lot of her stuff, but it was too deadpan for me personally. But then also I was like, what is I don't know, like I feel like for a lot of podcasts you kind of have to have like something to fall back on in terms of like talking about. So like you and
yeah,
me at least, we I feel like a lot of times we either talk about like stuff that's going on with us or like our individual endeavors. Like you come with like your clothing perspective, I'll come a lot of times talking about like videos. So
yeah,
it's like we have that, but like for her it's like what do you what's the fallback? What's like the back, theme to
yeah,
like
yeah.
just being a bitch, basically? That's all her podcast
Yeah,
was.
it's
It was
just
like
her
this.
being like passive aggressive,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like
So
I don't even want you here.
so I was like, I don't understand what the longevity is there.
Yeah.
I don't know,
What's the name of
man.
her new podcast? Because that's
Not
probably
this again. That's what it's called. Not
oh,
this
so it's
again.
not even like rebranded. Like I'm gonna try something new. It's just like
I,
literally, I'm telling you, I'm doing the same thing
everything
again.
about it is rage bait. Like everything about it, it's like nah.
So, but that's like her podcast to me is like the Joe Rogan podcast, where it's like I don't watch it because of Joe Rogan. I kind of wish Joe Rogan wasn't there.
Now I do.
I just like him because I just like watch his podcast because of the people he has on there.
I used to like watching his because one, Joe, he used to not be afraid of asking like crazy questions and like he used to have crazy people on his podcast and ask them like what like to go
Yeah,
back in there thinking and be like start from the beginning. Like I don't understand this and I want you to fucking explain it because I don't think anyone listening understands it
yeah,
too. But now he'll just have anybody and kind of let them have their spiel, which is like I as a podcast host, you don't want to like cut people off and make them feel
yeah.
like they're in a hostile environment. But at the same time, Joe, you've been doing it for so many episodes. You can push back on when like
He's been doing it since like the early, early or late 2000s, like before the 2010s. I'm pretty sure.
but that's I feel like that's what Joe had going for him. He was just
Yeah,
like an average Joe, like he's just a normal guy that's
yeah,
just like kind of has the same level of understanding of most things as most people.
yeah,
So he was able to be that voice that was like, no, wait, stop. Like that's something that gets to me so much, and that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to start a podcast was because there's so many times where I'll be listening to a podcast, I'm like, no, like there's another perspective to think about it, or they're not including something that I want to be included in the conversation.
uh huh,
And I'm just like, oh, like I hate that I can't put my input in it. And I feel like Joe for a long time was like almost like a real. it's weird to say, but he was almost like a fan in a host position.
Yeah,
He was like able to take himself out of it and be
he
like,
was your voice.
exactly. It was like just asking normal ass questions, and now it's, I don't know. Just he just feels like some right wing guy that's just like,
Yeah, like,
why
oh, have you heard about this fake thing? And it's like,
why don't people just he just goes to the same like three topics, like having guns, Austin is the best, and what's it called, like
yeah.
politics
And I
basically.
hear every time I hear like about like comedians who moved to Austin, they always talk shit about Austin. They're always like, "This is I shouldn't have moved here. Like, this is terrible." It's like Shane Gillis, Tim Dillon, Mark Norman. Every time Mark Norman goes, he literally says how much he hates it there every time. And he's from the South.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like he lives in Louisiana and he's still like, bro, fuck this place.
I sometimes wonder if that would be the case for everything, for every place, I should say. So like, let's say Joe Rogan, whatever, he gets tired of Austin
Yeah,
and he wants to like come to Chicago. Do you think that, like, obviously people would follow him, but do you
yeah.
think that it would get to the same point as Austin where he's just gonna find something to complain about, or do you think it would be
Who other people or besides
like
Joe Rogan?
Joe?
No, Joe Rogan doesn't complain about Austin. It's the other comedians who complain about Austin. I feel like the only reason Joe Rogan likes it is because he doesn't have any competition for his There's no his comedy club doesn't have any competition
Yeah, it does.
like real competition. The
Well,
mothership.
yeah, yeah, true, true, true. Like he's the top dog
He's a
there.
top dog
Yeah.
there. So
But he would, if he came here, he would probably still be top dog. If he were to open a comedy, I think so.
I mean, the Laugh Factory, the comedy club,
Like the,
they're not huge, but they're definitely staples. And
I think,
I doubt he'd be able to get like I mean, yeah, you're right though. He would kind of muscle his way through like by
yeah.
bringing on his friends. But like I said, he would be a top dog anywhere. But at the same time, whenever I hear that the comedians talk about like the Austin, like talking bad about Austin, it's not because of the comedy space. It's because of just the actual environment, like being in the desert. Freaking bugs suck. Electricity sometimes goes off every. Like, I hear that from three different
Oh,
people.
from
Yeah,
Shane Gillis.
AC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
or
seen
his
that.
or like Tim Dillon's like, bro,
And
it's
the
fucking
bugs come
hot.
in.
Yeah, I mean Tim Dillon literally talks about how there's no gay guys to fuck. How he
Is he
hates.
actually gay?
Yeah,
I can't see it, man. I
you can't,
can't see it
dude.
for
I
some
can
reason.
dude. As soon as I remember what's it called, I was like, when he first mentioned it, I was like, oh, yeah, I can see it.
I can't see
Really, you
it
can't
like
see
at
it?
all.
Interesting. Okay.
I can see him like seeing like two, you know, gay guys on the street like walking, and him being like, man, like something like a slur or something. I cannot
Really,
see him
I can't.
like
I can't
holding
see
hands
him.
with a guy. Like, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, no, no. I can see now that he's
I'm an
gay.
ally.
No, because I feel like he could totally fit in at like I can see him in our high school like as like that like asshole gay guy. There's maybe you just haven't met enough gay
No, no, yeah.
like asshole gay people.
Like but even like asshole gay people, there's like they're not to say that all their comedy is the same, but there's like a sassy like I wouldn't say his
He's
comedy's
definitely dude.
sassy.
He's not flamboyant, but
Not
he's
flamboyant.
totally sassy. Bro.
Sassy.
Tim Dillon is
I
like
see him way more as like sarcastic.
that's sass.
Like like
The way sarcasm is perceived is kind of like depending on how you say it. But sarcasm and sass, well, that's the same shit.
because I don't really watch
Say something sarcastic.
shit. I don't really watch too many like Tim Dillon quotes or stuff or whatever. But the only thing that I can like pinpoint in my head that I've like seen like a couple of times and I like can see in my head is when he was talking to Whitney Cummings, and they were talking about, she said like women in stand up, they have to work, or at least her, that she has to work twice as hard for half the acknowledgement or whatever.
Yeah,
And then because they got in like a heated argument or whatever, and then
yeah.
I'm thinking about how he responded, and he was very like passive aggressive, but like I wouldn't say he was like, because he was like, really, I wouldn't say like I don't know, I just don't see it as very.
But was he like busting her balls, or was he being like, "Women don't have it hard. Shut up. You're just not funny."
um
Which even if he didn't say exactly what I just said, I'd still be like, That's that gay sass, bro."
I think that's, I don't know if you've ever seen the clip, but I think
No, I haven't.
it's the same like episode or whatever where they're asking him like if you were to make a sandwich for Whitney Cummings, what would you make? And he was like, well, I want to make something familiar for her, so I'm thinking a perkadoodle sandwich. And she's just like
I have seen that clip. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's from the same episode, but I'm not sure.
How is that? But you could totally, I could totally see like a flamboyant gay guy saying the exact same thing.
I don't know. Maybe it's also the voice because he has a very like
Yeah,
gruff, a
he
New
doesn't have.
York
But like
voice.
but
I
think
can't
about it.
see him being like,
Could you hear
put
Joe
that cock in my
Rogan?
mouth. Like I can't see it.
But
I can't.
could you hear Joe Rogan or Shane Gillis saying a perkadoodle sandwich?
Joe Rogan, yeah. Joe Rogan,
No,
1,000%.
Joe Rogan is not funny enough to think of perkadoodle
Perkadoodle.
sandwich.
But that's what I'm saying. If he thought of it, he'd totally be like, oh,
Mm.
perkadoodle sandwich. Ah, see, I have a pretty
Yeah,
good
Joe
Joe
Rogan made
Rogan.
it not funny. As soon as you said it perfectly, like how you said it like with that exact delivery of like, yeah, Joe Rogan said like that, and it wouldn't. I'd be like, bro, what
Okay,
is this guy
I,
talking about?
I feel really like I feel like I shouldn't be the one to say it because obviously know nothing in stand up. I have no background or whatever. But like, man, Joe Rogan didn't have any friends when he was younger. Like no one told him like, hey, bro, like I
I
don't know
don't
if
think
you're a stand up.
he's not a I don't think he's a terrible stand-up comedian. I think he's good enough to make a living off of it. I just don't think he should be in the top 1%, which is where he's at. You know how there's so many comedians who you see like have or at least I on my feed there like there's people who like have shows at Zanies that people pay tickets for, and I'm like, I've never heard of this guy ever in my life. I could see him being at that level, but I can't. And like make like those people make a living off of comedy. Like those people tour around the country. They don't have to work another job, and they still only work probably like a couple times a month. I could see Joe Rogan totally selling out shows that way, especially to his specific crowd. But top 1%, like selling out theaters, I can't.
Well,
I
I
don't
don't
see
even
that.
think he sells out. Like, does he?
I don't know.
I don't
I mean,
see
I'm
him
sure he
selling out.
does because of his fans, but not
True.
like
Well, I probably, if
yeah,
anything, he probably sells out probably because of his openers and other people too. Because he probably
yeah.
have
He probably has a stacked
a
bench.
big J to like
Yeah,
open, fucking
yeah.
like a Ari Shafir to
Like
close.
people who like like at Ralph Barbosa's level that like they didn't really like they haven't really like found the confidence to like branch out without Joe Rogan.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like those people who are like, bro, you're good. Like you can get out of here.
Ralph Barbosa was on Dan Soder's podcast
Yeah,
recently, and it was such a good episode. It was so funny. Um, what's it called? There's a part where like Dan Soder he tries to talk more about like Ralph Barbosa's like the beginning of his career, like when he
yeah,
started going to open mics, and Ralph Barbosa's messing with his sunglasses, and he tells him, "You used to open for me," like Dan Soder in his very nonchalant,
yeah,
like a very open, welcoming, like you
yeah.
used to open for me, and then Ralph Barbosa's messing with his glasses, and then he puts them on. He's all like, it was so funny. He's all like, yeah, but I don't open for you anymore. Kind of like that. And Dan Soder started dying because
Yeah,
like everyone who's seen Goodfellas like knows that line, and it
yeah.
was like, oh, the delivery was so good, bro. They have such a good chemistry too. I love their episodes.
I always hear Shane Gillis anytime he talks about Dan Soder, he's always like, "This guy's the most hilarious guy on the planet. Like, I love him so much." But I don't like his voice. I can't listen to his podcast because I just feel like I just find his voice kind of annoying. But every time I hear stories about him, I'm like, "This guy's funny."
That's what Shane Gillis said.
What? No, I said that. I am saying that I
Oh,
find his voice
oh, I
annoying.
thai you said I was listening to Shane Gillis and he said that. And I was
No,
like,
no, I was
oh,
saying listening to Shane Gillis. We got a minute, by the way, but I was
oh, okay.
listening to Shane Gillis, and he was saying that Dan Soder's. He always talks about how funny he is, or like Soder. Dude, Soder's like you fucking
Dude,
dog, dude.
Soder,
He's
Soder is a
hilarious. I heard.
comedian's comedian. Like,
I'm sure he is, but I just like I said, I just find his voice annoying. I
really,
don't know.
even when
May-
he does Hulk Hogan impression.
Maybe it's just because he's. I feel like he sounds like me a little bit. I don't know. Like
Really,
just
Dan
the.
Soder?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm like. I just get cringed out every time I hear him talk.
He has the most unique. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of the opposite camp as you. I really like his voice, and I like when I hear him doing stand up. I'm like, oh, you could totally read books or something for a living.
But
I
yeah,
love Dan Soder, bro. I love his impressions. Um, I also love. I like it when like you know going back to like when the Joe Rogan like him having no friends or
yeah.
whatever to tell him not to do stand up. Dan Soder is one of
Joe
those.
Rogan told. had friends that told him
No,
not
no,
to
no.
do.
When I said I wonder if Joe Rogan had friends to tell
Oh
him
yeah, I
like
was gonna say
not pursue,
yeah, he should have had friends that told him not to pursue.
because like,
He even talks about, dude, I have Joe Rogan himself has talked about, oh, I have friends who say they can do stand up. I'm like, and I tell them, I'm like, no, you can't do it, man.
dude,
You
who
can't do
the
it, man.
fuck, man?
And it's just like, bro, what are you, you? Who are you to say? You know, like this guy, he literally talked about how when he was first starting in L.A., he went to the Comedy Store and Mitzi Shore did not like his comedy.
Okay, we've talked about this before. How some people like they do, even though they might appear on the internet or whatever, right, as like very
Yeah,
nonchalant or like not being someone who's like, oh, I'm in the zeitgeist of like,
yeah,
everyone is smart. Everyone that's in front of a camera had to do something to get like
yeah.
in the world of like,
Social
popularity,
media.
social media, fame.
Like as much as I hate Bobby Altov, she has a lot more knowledge than either of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. But I was gonna say that like those people, regardless of like there's almost no one giving out like free runtime.
Yeah,
So
never.
most of the time they had to do something to get in those positions, right? For Joe Rogan, if you actually look at his career, he's been on Fear Factor. He's been on I forgot the other. He was an actor on like a, I think it was called News Anchor, News Radio, something like that.
Um,
He was on a show though.
yeah, he wasn't a
If
comedy show.
if
It
it,
was like yeah, out of all the shows he's been in, he's only like in one comedy show.
he's been a host for a couple of other things.
Yeah,
He's an announcer for the UFC, which that one I'll kind of exclude it because he is very knowledgeable about like martial
yeah.
arts and
But
fighting.
also he got in there like kind of like before they blew up.
Exactly. But I was gonna say, if you actually look at his career, right? Like if you take away Joe Rogan, the name Joe Rogan, if you look at his career, you look at like he tried to be on TV, he tried to be on radio, and then he got a podcast, which ended
Yeah,
up taking off. But let's just say it never does.
his career looks more like The Rock's.
His career just looks like he's just trying to get anywhere to get famous. That's
Yeah,
literally all Joe Rogan's career looks like. If you really think about it, he tried to be an actor. He tried to be what's it called, a commentator, which like I said, he is
I
very
mean,
knowledgeable, so
yeah,
I'll give him that. But he tried to be a host. He tried to be all these things that were
yeah,
just like put me in front of a camera, give me an audience, and
yeah,
now he just has it. And now he gets to be like, I just invite people on my podcast just because I like to have a
yeah.
podcast, and it's just like, bro, shut the fuck up,
I
bro.
also
Like,
like if you're a comedian host on a TV show, it's like
be funny, motherfucker. Nah.
no, but
I mean,
That's
Jesus Christ, be funny. Like,
yeah,
fuck.
it's kind of like they kind of are hoping that you bring like some funniness to the show, but even then, it's like those people who are hosts on shows, they're rarely ever like sell stadium type people.
Yeah, bro.
It's kind of like, oh, people kind of know this guy's face. You know what I mean?
I can never understand why like a Joe Rogan would be selected as like I just don't know how we're in 2025 and like the person who's kind of like the gatekeeper of who's gonna be seen to millions of people and who's gonna be dictated as the next like funny person on the come up
Yeah,
is Joe Rogan out of all people. I mean,
yeah,
like there's other comedians that I'm like, even if they shouldn't be in that position, but I would rather them be in that position. It's
yeah,
gonna sound weird because we've also talked about this guy in the past, but I think even like a Ari Shafir, even like a, honestly, even maybe like a Kill Tony Hinchcliffe would be like a better gauge of like who's actually funny compared to Joe Rogan. Because
really.
Joe Rogan is like,
Yeah,
I'm
he's not
sorry,
a
but I feel like his comedy is so like if you look at the people that he surrounds himself with,
yeah,
it is kind of like he is into like that jockey humor,
yeah,
like a lot of the people that are just like not in that like Rogan sphere type of
yeah.
comedy sphere type of thing, like a like like
You're trying to think of comedians outside of his
well
circle.
because someone like a Bobby Lee, like Theo Von, it's weird
Andrew
because
Santino.
you would think Theo Von, like Theo Von reminds me a lot of like Mitch Hedberg, and I
Yeah,
do not think that Mitch Hedberg would be in a group with
no,
like Joe Rogan. But at the
no,
same time, it's weird because like let's say Theo Von wasn't in this time period,
yeah.
I feel like some people might think the same about Theo Von. But if you look at this time period, Theo Von's totally like friends with them, and he's super chummy.
He definitely is, but it also like his style of comedy is not the same.
True, true. It's very,
It's more like
it's
kind of
closer
like
to
they're.
Mitch's, where
It
it's
is
just like,
definitely way closer to Mitch's. I think Theo Von's only chummy with them because of kind of like the political atmosphere right now.
oh, but did you know that like Theo Von, even like he's not as innocent as he would like come out to seem. Like he comes out as like a, oh man, I grew up in Louisiana, man, and we're all
Yeah.
poor. Like his family is actually like rich, and his they have a lot of like power and influence in
Oh,
Poland.
I heard. I think it's like his like
His grandpa
cousins
or
or
great
something, right?
grandpa or something
It's
that.
not really his direct family. It's like his like. I mean, it's still like saying it's still a lot to, but like it's isn't it like his cousins and stuff that people talk about that has like positions of power?
Oh well, all I know is that his great grandpa or someone was like killed, and they say that it was like an accident or whatever. But like the truth is that um he was like killed because he got corrupted and he was like with the wrong people or whatever, and he was like
Yeah.
doing like a lot of like shady deals.
Oh,
So like if you look at that and look at like,
I wonder why they went to Nicaragua.
dude, well it's so like it's man, it's just a fucking rat race, bro. Because the more
Yeah.
you look at it, the more it's like, damn, like a lot of comedians actually grew up with like a silver spoon in their mouth.
Yeah.
um Bert Kreischer grew up pretty
I heard
wealthy.
Tom Segura
Tom
too. I heard
Segura, Ari Shafir, I'm pretty sure he did too. What's it called? Mark Norman. I've actually heard a lot of Mark Norman,
but
and
Mark Norman talks about how rich he was though.
but it's weird because he'd be like, some years we were really rich, and then some years we were like really poor. I remember he would talk
Yeah.
about
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. There's actually like so a lot. Bobby Lee
Yeah.
actually he grew up kind of affluent too.
Yeah. Oh,
He
really?
Yeah, his dad was a business owner of like a couple of places, and Bobby Lee, he never brings this up, but I remember I saw like a video or something where because Bobby Lee has said this before, where he's all like, I didn't have any connections into Hollywood or whatever. uh Bobby Hill's cousin or something like that, but someone in his like pretty close family,
Yeah.
they're pretty high up in it's either Marvel or DC.
But back then that was nothing though.
But I would say the opposite. I would say back then that was like,
No, dude, back then Marvel was literally selling the rights to their characters to movie companies to stay afloat.
but
That's why like that's why Spider-Man was owned by Sony and X-Men had was owned by Fox because they were trying to stop from being bankrupt.
imagine you have already someone that's like in the conversations of like, oh yeah, okay, we're gonna give you this network and this person and this and this. They could also be like, oh yeah, and also my cousin Bobby Lee, here you go, like his headshot or something. I think that's
No,
yeah, dude.
there's no
I
way.
think
There's
that's
no way.
totally a
I
big
mean,
help.
as much as I mean, I have nothing bad against Bobby. I don't like. But I'm also like I don't see a reason why he wouldn't have gotten like onto Mad TV on his own because Mad TV was such like already like a what the fuck is this type of comedy type of thing. I feel like he was perfect for it. Like I don't see
True.
why he wouldn't be able to get into Mad TV as like a regular audition. And I don't think a person who worked as a Marvel executive would be able to help him get that job either. Regardless of how high up they were, even if they tried.
Nah,
Even if they
I
tried, I
think,
don't think
bruh.
they have any say at all.
I think the more you get into the realm of like agencies, managers, and like PR people, the
Yeah.
way like they say it all the time, and I really do think
Yeah.
the more you get into that world, the more it's like so true. Where it's like just people you know and the
Yeah.
connections, because
Yeah.
literally all it takes is for it to be like, let's just say we're talking right, and you're just like, I need somebody for like a video like tomorrow or whatever,
Yeah.
and I know that my boy Bobby, my cousin Bobby Lee, he's an up and coming person who wants, like I said,
Like
who
he just
wants
needs a
to get in
big
front of a
break. Yeah.
camera. You're just like, oh, I know somebody, easy,
Yeah.
and I can make sure they're
Okay,
there.
but at the same time though, you you don't have to come up. I mean, that obviously what you're talking about is different because that's a family member. But like,
I think I want to say it's his cousin, like first cousin.
yeah,
I want to say. Let me see. Let me search it up so that I'm not just talking shit.
yeah. So yeah, meanwhile you look that up. I was gonna say because like now that like I'm working like with a bunch of different people at my job, like and like I'm realizing like how to like network and stuff is like it's like a very it's very intentional. Like you can start off literally not knowing anybody, like people say, and then like within like a couple months, like you know executives in this company and executives in that company, or you know who can get you if you needed somebody to like get you a job at this. Like you already know who you could ask. I don't really think the whole like oh he knew somebody is like a valid argument just because like it's not like you were born with their business card in your pocket. You know what I mean? Like you kind of like talk your way into those rooms. It's not really a thing that's given to you. Which, not to say that a job cannot be given to you from knowing somebody, but like getting into those rooms, I feel like is a skill in itself, and I wouldn't really like hold that against anybody who somehow made those connections. If that makes sense, I don't think it's I don't think it's a bad thing to get a job or opportunity by asking somebody for a favor, especially if you kind of like network your way to that person. It's not like I said, Bobby Lee's different because I mean, we're assuming it's his family member, but for anybody else, like, oh, I knew this person or I knew this person, like Virgil Abloh, Kanye West, like, you always hear about like, oh, how he gave his rapper friends merch. That's the only reason Virgil Abloh was able to get off white off the ground. But it's like half the people he knew before they were famous. Like it's not like, and he was putting himself into these areas because Virgil Abloh was a DJ in Chicago, so it's not like he like um was friends with them and then like, or like he's not like they were like his family members and he was kind of asking his family members for favors. He still asked his friends for favors, but he didn't become friends with them by accident. Like it's not like they just became famous the next day and then all of a sudden, oh, let me just quickly make a buck off since like let me make a buck off of his fans because he has so many fans now. It's like they kind of grew up as like a collective, like a creative collective, and once one of their boys gets to the top, it's kind of easy for everybody else to get to the top because you kind of influence a generation in that way. It's kind of like Chief Keef, like his whole group of friends, like how you always see those rappers when like when Chief Keef made the whole trap genre, that whole thing of like, oh, all these other rappers that were in his small circle of O Block that like they started going up and stuff. They didn't start blowing up because they knew Chief Keef. They started blowing up because people realized that, oh wait, Chief Keef, like the stuff that Chief Keef likes, oh, is actually really cool, and I kind of want to get into this space of trap music. That whole genre blew up, and his friends happened to be doing the same thing at the same time in similar fashion. And so people discovered, oh, I kind of like this thing. Here are these other people who are doing the exact same thing, and there's people who are fans who kind of flock to those people, flock to these people, flock to, and it all stems from Chief Keef. But Chief Keef didn't like grab his friends and like give them success. It's all like a net that is slowly becoming exposed to the surface that was already there to begin with. Like if when you're fishing and stuff, this is kind of a bad example, but like let's say like you gotta have a net, you're fishing, and like one fish comes up and you're like, holy cow, this net is probably full of fish. Let's pull the rest of it up. And it's like those people were already in that net to begin with. It just took one fish to kind of buoy up to the surface for the rest of the net to be pulled up. Um, yeah, that's my take on that.
Damn. Oh my god. Like I don't know why, but I feel like he scrubbed it or something cuz
Really?
I remember like I can see it in my head the clip. They asked he's like he's not um I think he's at like either his childhood home growing up or something. He's like smoking it, a cigarette, and then they're asking
Smoking
him
it.
like, they're like, oh, is this where you used to live around Eddie or something like that? And then he's like he kind of looks like, oh, like you guys know who Eddie is, and then
Yeah.
he's all like, hey, yeah, Eddie used to come around and stuff. And then this is the only thing I can find, and but this gives me like, wait, but why would this be here?
And
But
not
I
the
can't
rest.
find anything else.
Yeah.
A call from my favorite cousin. Just that, but it's from 6 years ago. It's not recent at
But
all.
that's the guy who's an actor.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a Marvel executive.
Oh yeah, I think I got it wrong. I think he's either um from what I'm getting.
And that guy's not Korean. That guy's Chinese.
How do you know?
The actor?
How do you know?
Because I know him.
Eddie Lee? Is that his name?
No.
Oh.
That's Short
Oh,
Round. That's
but
Short
then
Round from Indiana Jones.
oh
That's the guy who was everything everywhere all at once.
No,
I don't know his name.
I haven't seen it,
I forgot his name.
but also the editors could have also put that in there for like comedic
Oh
effect
yeah,
too.
like oh, this is his
This is
cousin.
yeah,
This
Eddie
is
Lee.
Eddie. Yeah,
Actually, yeah. The more I'm thinking about it, they wouldn't actually put actual Eddie Lee.
yeah.
They'd probably just put some racist picture or whatever. Damn. But I don't know, man. They probably scrubbed it off the internet. There's so many people. Like I
It's
said,
all a conspiracy.
it's all a
We'll never
rat race, bro.
know.
It's all literally all you know. It's that. That's all it is, bro. All like who you know, all you know.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
I don't know if you were listening to what I was saying while you were looking
No,
up.
I was.
But yeah, I feel like that whole like all you know thing is kind of like I feel like people should see it as like, oh, okay, then let me start knowing people
Mm-hmm.
instead of like, oh, I can never make it since I don't know anybody.
True.
It's like start getting to know people now if you're trying to get into the business because
Oh,
you gotta
shizzle.
invest in people. You gotta invest in friendships in the future for your own future and also like I said even for their future because let's say you're the guy that ends up blowing up because you know kind of discovered this niche that ends up becoming popular or kind of gets trendy in the next couple of years. Now your friends who do similar things are going to become popular not just because they know you but just because you guys like similar things and that those similar things that you kind of do just become popular, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
shizzle, manizzle.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? I wanted to talk about the open mics I did over the
Oh
weekend.
yeah, yeah.
So I went to this new open mic and I tried out some new jokes. Remember how when I was first starting, I was like saying like I really want to do like storytelling jokes, and
Yes.
I'm realizing now, dude, I'm just bad at them. I can't do
Oh.
them. So I started kind of I started doing like kind of what you had told me, like just kind of do small jokes like back to back to back to back to back, and that's obviously doing a lot better. Um, but there's this one joke that I did a couple times, and it got laughs everywhere I did it, except for this new place that I went last time. And I'll tell you the joke, but the room was full of like corporate white women, or like half the room was corporate white women, and the other
Oh.
half was like millennial. They were all millennials actually,
Oh.
but
Okay.
corporate white women, and then the other was like just white guys.
Nice.
And the joke was, um, I grew up in the Chicagoland area. It's not a great neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood, but all the people who I grew up with will say they're from the hood, and I don't feel comfortable saying that. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I don't really have the hood in me, and that usually gets laughs. But when I was that in that room, all the corporate women, they were like, like they thought I was like preachy. And it was like,
Oh.
and I was like laughing. Yeah, they were like, yeah, they're like, and I was just like looking around like,
That's
I
not the
don't like this.
punchline,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what?
I don't like that. I felt weird. I felt like they were like, "Oh yeah, speak, brown man,
Yeah,
speak." Like
exactly.
now's your time to speak. And I'm like, "No, you don't. No, I don't want
That's
this."
yeah.
Yeah, but even after that, like when I was talking about the hood, and they were like, "Oh, something's up." Like I felt this weird energy, dude. It was like so weird. Like everybody was paying attention weirdly. Like
Well, cause they know about like the like how you're saying like they know about millennial world. They know about like when they go into Starbucks, like the craziest thing that happens in Starbucks is like someone freaks out over their order. Like the hood
yeah,
to them is like they probably think motherfuckers walk around with AK-47s. And then
yeah,
I was in my block, and then it was a
yeah.
gang war,
No,
and then the guys from this side they came to this side, and I was like, whoa! And then there was a bazooka. That's
yeah.
legit. I think that's
No,
legit what
it
they
was
think.
literally, it was kind of like, yeah, literally, they were just drawn to like, oh, what is he gonna say next?
Yeah, bro.
And to
You could literally make up whatever, and they go eat that
no,
shit up.
I could make up whatever,
And I did.
and I did. I made up everything I said after that
you
point.
you legit can like
I can,
and
I can go
and
anywhere,
he
make up
did.
anything, and that's what he did to get himself into the industry.
I mean, bro, like
You
there's
knew one
probably
guy,
so many.
if one guy in the hood came up, he would destroy his entire career.
He's
No, but
dead.
I just, the energy was so weird, dude. It was very like once I started going, it was kind of like they were like, anytime I would make small quips or jokes, like they weren't even laughing because they were like, it felt like they were like afraid of something was coming. And like I was like they were like anticipating, but also like at the same time like hoping that I wasn't gonna say the N word. It was like this weird energy, dude.
What the fuck?
Dude, that's exactly. I swear to God, I know it's weird to say that that's the energy that I felt, but like, I swear I felt that they were hoping I wasn't going to say the N word next.
You felt N-word energy.
I felt like, please don't say the N word energy.
I mean, what are they? What the fuck are they gonna? Like,
I know
they're gonna get offended.
I mean,
like what?
But this thing, it's like all these. I mean, I don't know if I said this in the last podcast, but like all the open mics be like, you Latino guys, you can't say the N word.
Wait, really?
Wait, did I talk about this in the last podcast?
No,
I don't remember. Okay, so every mic that I've gone to, there's like rules that the host will say, like, you know, like,
also that's so
don't punch down.
That's so weird to me. Like I have such a weird like you and me, we never say the N word. Like I have no, like there's nothing in me that's like I want to say that.
Never. Yeah, never. I never have once been like, oh, that would be perfect right there. No,
but you know what's weird about that? Like I said, I actually think that like Mexicans, like I do think I am on the side that's just like, stop saying it. Like, you sound stupid. Like you're not a Moreno, you're not a black person. Like just there's other cooler words. Like to call like another Mexican guy, right? But like, and it's gonna sound weird. Maybe we might have to cut this. But when white people are the ones that tell Mexicans don't say the N word, that's when I'm like, now I'm gonna say it. Now, well, I've never said it, but like if you tell me not to say it, coming from you, I'm gonna say it, bro. You're not gonna tell me not to say it.
You can't tell me.
You're like the number one who can't say it, bro. Like, in fact, like if I say it around black people, like 90, especially in Chicago, 99.99% of the time won't even blink. Just like keep walking. Like, there's another. They probably call me like an essay or a vato or whatever, but like whatever.
Yeah,
like,
they won't think of you as like a
they probably call me an N-word back. They'll be like, they won't give a fuck.
I mean, they'll probably like low-key be mad, but they wouldn't get mad enough to the point that they'll want to beat you up for being racist.
And also, it depends on the way you're saying it. Like, like whatever.
But I mean, okay, we're not justifying saying that.
We're not justifying saying it. But regardless, to tell us, what? Come on, what are we doing?
At these open mics, there's always the rules that like these hosts will say. So like, they'll be like, "Oh, rule number 1, guys." Like everyone has different rules at every open mic, but like typically it's like, you know, don't punch down. You have 4 minutes. You get a light at 3 minutes. And rule number 3, if you're Mexican, you can't say the N word. I swear to God, that's an actual rule.
So what if there's like Puerto Ricans that like?
No, when they say Latino, but like this one guy said like
a white guy.
It's every time it's a white guy, and they say it every time. Basically, like I've been to multiple, not every single mic, but I've been to multiple mics where they say, if you're Latino, you can't say the N word unless you're black.
But that bothers me.
Of course.
You're not going to tell me what I can say.
It bothers me even more when they don't look at me, knowing I'm the only Latino guy in the room.
Oh, so they're
I'm the only Latino guy in the room. So I'm like thinking, like, sometimes I'm like, did you guys have to say this before?
Oh, you should do that. You should have like a experiment. Like send like one of our boys that are like on the lighter side in there.
Yeah.
And like just be sitting in the audience. And before anything to see if they bring it up or whatever.
See if because like it's rare that you see a black person, but like it's mostly white guys. So, but obviously I'm brown everywhere I go. I'm brown, so I can't really be like, maybe this time he won't say it because I'm so brown. But yeah, so that's always like a weird thing. But yeah, when I was at the club, I mean at the open mic, and I felt that like, oh, I hope he doesn't say the N-word energy. It's like, oh man, I just wanted to call it out so bad. But it's also, I felt like weird. Like, why are you guys waiting? Why would you think I would say that?
Also, like, they don't, I don't know.
They must get a lot of Mexicans go up to mics
that's literally what I was about to say. Like, that means either they've had like a lot of scenarios where like Mexicans just go up there, or like Hispanics just go up there and say like the N-word, or and this may sound bad, but like maybe there was just too many, like, I don't want to, I'm gonna say this delicately, but like in rap songs, right?
Yeah.
Like so many people rap the N-word with the N-word. So like in the world of comedy or whatever, I feel like the N-word a lot by itself a lot of times can be like its own, like can be a punchline in itself. Like, look at this, like So like I feel like the white like, and it may sound bad, but like the white people don't want like that almost advantage over them since they can't say it. They don't want like some random person to come off the street and be like,
yeah.
And I was tripping and I was like, and this blank, and then like
Yeah.
half the audience either awkwardly laughs because they don't want to not laugh, or
Yeah.
like they actually think it's pretty funny,
Yeah.
but they know they can't do
They
it,
can't
so
say
they're
it,
just like,
yeah.
you know what? We're gonna level
We're
the
gonna
playing
nerf.
field.
We're gonna nerf these guys.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
what I
can't just
think.
have a word that just automatically gets laughs. They nerfed me, bro. No,
Literally.
but so
because I don't even think a black guy would be mad if, like, not
Well,
like I said, not that you said it or
not
whatever,
that
like
yeah,
what,
and
or
I wasn't
want to.
planning to.
Not
Just
that
saying,
set, but
not that I wasn't planning to, but now I might just add it into the routine. But it's just like, dude, like, I get this energy of multiple open mics. I like even when the rules don't mention like the whole like if you're Latino you can't say the N word. Like every time I bring up like that hood story, I get, like I said, I get laughs, but it's I can still feel it kind of. And this time it was just more like prominent. Like don't say it. Like I hope he doesn't say it. But it's just like, dude, like I'm the type of guy that like
if I want to say it, I'm gonna say it.
No, like when I go to a baseball, let me just say when I go to a baseball game and I go to the security check, when I get to the security check, all of a sudden they don't gotta check me for weapons.
What does that mean?
Like I'm not like a guy
I'm
that's
not
gonna
a bitch.
I'm not a bitch, but I'm also like I'm not. They don't check me for weapons, dude. I'm just like a goody two shoes to everybody. So it's like always weird when I go to these places in the north side and it's like, oh, he's like one of them.
I see. You're mad because they can't differentiate you between like the actual bad brownies
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
that are a good brownie.
I'm a good brownie.
Like, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm one of the good brown guys.
I'm one of the good. I'm one of the ones that should stay. Actually,
I should, guys, let me stay.
Come on, please.
Please let me stay.
top 3 things about me that are amazing.
I can assimilate. I can work in coffee shops just like you guys.
And I'm funnier than half of you motherfuckers.
What? No.
More like 75%.
No. I'm not. Dude. I am like way in the bottom of the table in terms of like in terms of Yeah. No. Most of these people, like when if I ever hear them talk about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing this for a year already," or like almost like 8 months. Like it's very rare that you see a person say, "This is my first time up here." I maybe heard that twice, and both times it was like a very small place, and it wasn't in the north side. Like in the north side, everybody's like heavy hitters over there. But yeah, I think I was trying to write a joke earlier about like that whole like oh I don't even get frisked at these like baseball events. Like I should just start bringing like a gun and like just eventually like one of these days just shoot up the place. Like
oh.
I can't shoot up the place.
Oh.
No.
With like a Nerf gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Chicago man.
Holy shit.
Bombs Comiskey Park.
I can get us out of this. Let me think. It's a laser tag thing. I don't know. Go back to 2 episodes ago. We were talking about
plasma bomb.
Yeah.
Plasma bomb that gets everybody's vest tagged at the same time.
That is pretty cool.
Imagine if they made like a laser tag grenades. That'd be cool. They have airsoft grenades.
I wrote a joke down, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this was way funnier at 3 a.m. when I wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is. Here's my joke, people. I can't do stand up and be in a relationship. I have to lie or I'll be way too honest. I'm either going to tell you the story I thought of on the ride over here, or I'm going to tell you 200% of what happened. 100% of what happened, and 100% of my logic and perspective throughout the whole thing of what happened. That matters. Like, baby, I did cheat on you. I did. With 2 girls. But in my defense, I had to. See, I was fucking with one at my boy Juan's house. The one you say you don't like me going over to. That Juan you say you don't like me going over to, that one. And the bitch I was fucking had a funky smelling asshole. And so, baby, hermosa, chiquita, preciosa, I had to fuck the second girl as a way to get off the first girl. I didn't even finish on the first girl, only the second one. And I was thinking about you like 0.5 seconds after Baby Hermosa Chiquita Preciosa. I love you, baby. I have to work on it.
No, dude. That reminds me, yeah, most of these people at these open mics, like you hear them like get the same bit over and over again, but like each time, like it gets better.
Oh,
So
I
it's
got
like,
you.
but the thing is, like, that I keep forgetting to do, like I like this last open mic, it was the first time I recorded the audio for it. I always forget to record the audio for the open mics, and that's like a big help. Like now that I realize, or now that I finally remember to, I'm like, dude, I can totally like study it and like, oh, like what went wrong, like what went right, like what do people laugh at, like what did I
Mm.
do different? I had to have done something different for me to go for me to like say like, oh, I don't really have the hood in me, and everybody went, like why was it not funny this time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like I must have came in wrong or something. Um, yeah,
yeah. Yes.
yes.
In conclusion, what's it called? Damn. So, what are you like the open mics? You're gonna still keep going to them and just fuck it, like have to deal with that, or
Yeah, yeah. Every
yes,
time I go in there, like, yep, I was terrible last time, and yep, you were here last time, so you know I was terrible last time. So let's buckle up. You know, like,
yes.
yes, yes. You remember me? Yes, I am the guy from Yes.
Do you think you could actually catch the bug to the point where you're like, I've outgrown Chicago. I don't want to make laughy. I don't want to make laughs here anymore. I like definitely want to go to like New York or Texas to like see if I could do it out there.
I don't think. Well, that's the thing is people start going on the road even if they are in a big city, barely coming up.
Yeah.
So it's not like for them to make money, like they can only sell shows like in smaller venues. Whereas like in Chicago, there isn't really a lot of small venues that you can like make shows in and get. Well, you can get paid, but to get your name out, you kind of need to. Well, I guess you don't have to anymore with social media. You can kind of grow locally still. At least for me, since I live here and I don't like. I always hear stories about like, oh, I was literally eating beans in my
Yeah.
mom's basement. That's Shane Gillis story, or like Stavi. He was like, I was living on my friend's couch for literal years, and I shared the living room with somebody else.
Yeah. Like, would you ever do that?
Like that, I would
No.
never do that because, well, I mean, I have the privilege that I can live off of my
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but I mean,
Like it's easy for us because we
yeah.
already live in the city.
True, but then also like you do hear about like how Chicago isn't like it's definitely a
Yeah,
place that people want to come to do their shows,
but it's
but
not the
it's not
end
a
goal.
comedy. Yeah,
It's not
it's not
the
a
end
comedy
goal.
town. It's not a comedy. It's not a place you can blow up from. I'll put it
Yeah.
like that. Anybody who's gotten big that's from Chicago never got big in Chicago. They always ended
No.
up having to go to either Los Angeles, New York, now Texas.
Well, there's a guy in SNL right now, a black guy who I forgot what his name is, but he has a funny looking face. And if I was about to show you a picture, you would recognize him. But he's from Chicago, and he kind of came
Mm.
up here too. Hannibal Buress, David Holmes.
But Hannibal Buress got like he was big when he left here, but he got. I remember Hannibal Buress. He got really big at what's it called
Comedy
comedy
Central.
uh
That's where a lot of clips of him I see.
what's the one that Bobby Lee and all of them go to the
The Comedy Store.
yeah comedy store, there you go, yeah.
Really? I mean, I feel like but the thing is, I feel like you have to make it big somewhere else to kind of go up on the Comedy Store before you go up there. I feel
True.
like it's very rare that you see somebody. I mean, I heard they do have auditions and stuff, but like I feel like it's very rare that people go to the Comedy Store unless you're already living in LA.
But see, that's probably where the connections come in, because if he already talked to someone who like visited Chicago and saw him and how funny he
Yeah,
was, they probably already could have talked to Mitzi or all the
like
people at the comedy store and
yeah,
been like, hey, you just give him an audition, you'll see how funny he is, and then
yeah.
boom, you just
But okay, but that's where people kind of be like
bitches.
no, make it seem like
Oh
it's a bad thing to have connections. Where it's like he
yeah,
kind of made his name in Chicago
yeah,
before, and then he got those connections when he was already like, he was this ball of energy ready to explode. You know what I mean?
yeah. I get you. I
This
get
ball
you.
of kinetic energy.
Yes.
So it's not like he got those connections before he started comedy. Does that make sense?
True, true, true. I do agree with
I
you on
think
that
it.
one.
he had to prove his worth for people to vouch for him. It wasn't just like give my boy a chance. It's like no, he already proved his worth. He just needs the the stage.
Do you know where Eric Andre's from?
Uh,
Seems like a Philly guy to me. I don't know why.
I don't know. That seems accurate. That does seem accurate.
Right?
Philadelphia. I don't know him. He's definitely probably. What if he's like from Ohio?
I can also see that.
I can see
You know what's
Ohio.
weird? I was thinking about this the other day. Let me think. Um, um, 50 states, right?
Yeah,
Always the same couple of cities. Always the same fucking places. Like Chicago, Miami, New York, Austin, Texas, California.
that's where all the famous people are from.
I don't know. I just feel like imagine you're living. I'm just gonna make up a name here: Wichita, Maryland, or
Yeah,
like. So what? You just don't get nothing happened. I don't know. Just it just kind of blows my mind that like like Paris,
it's
right?
just less population.
Like you think of France, you think of Paris, but
Yeah,
then there's so many other places in France that just like imagine all
Nice,
those other what?
Nice.
Oh, I thought you said idiots.
No,
I thought
Nice.
you
Like,
were like
yeah, that's so funny that you
maggots.
didn't even like hear what I said. Like, you didn't even know like it's a city that like. There's no like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's a city called Nice, Marseille. I'm trying to think of like other French teams, like
Oui,
soccer
oui.
teams,
Oh,
soccer teams that I don't know the cities. Marseille, I almost said Morocco. What is it called? Monaco,
oh, did you see that
Monaco.
Mexico won against the U.S. in like the 16 or whatever under 18?
Dude, yeah, Mexico like consistently like gets to the top of the world under 17 World Cup. I think they even won the under 17 World Cup in 2019 or something.
But I think they won like everything, like
Yeah, World
the
Cup.
Concaf.
Oh, that's not everything. The World Cup is like literally the entire world. Like there's a World Cup for the underage teams.
Well, we beat United States.
Oh
That's
yeah, I like I said, Mexico has tons of talents when they're when they're like young. It's always when they get to like once we get to the professional teams, let's keep them here and never let them grow. And that's where it gets
um,
terrible. That's why it's like, bro, fix your system, dude.
and then also I heard that Cruz Azul is one of, if not the most, it's either the most popular or it's one of the most high earning clubs right now. It's either the most
Oh
popular,
yeah,
the high earning, or something
I'm
like
sure
that
it
shit.
has a huge fan base that them and America and Chivas because there's so many like
Cruz Azul is like in the same league as them.
yeah
Oh, really?
yeah.
Because isn't
Are you talking about like in terms of like popularity, same league?
no, I was because isn't like the way that I always understand it, and maybe this is too simple or I completely have it wrong, but Chivas is Central America and America is supposed to be like North America, right?
North America? What? No, they're all in Mexico.
Really?
Cruz Azul, America, Chivas, they're all in Mexico. They all play in the Mexican League.
Dude, I don't know why I always thought Central. I always thought Chivas stood for Central America, and it had like in my head, I don't know why it had like El Salvador, Honduras,
You're talking about America
Guatemala,
with the yellow circle with the
CA.
CA. That's America. That's not Chivas.
Shit. And
Yeah,
then
you don't know. You don't know
and
anything
then
about it.
I used to think Americas was like everyone that's like above. I thought it was like a border. Like everyone that's under here, you play for Chivas. Everyone that's up here, you play for Americas. No? Wait, so then where the fuck is Chivas and Americas from? Like on the map and like what?
Chivas is in Guadalajara.
Okay.
America's in Mexico City.
Oh. And what am I describing? Is there something that I'm describing that fits?
The whole league, the MLS,
Yeah.
the MLS is
Yeah. What is
America.
that? Give me that.
The MLS, Major League Soccer.
Yes. One ticket for that, please.
Yes.
Yeah, I want that one.
It's like, oh, can I have a ticket to baseball?
Yes. One bat and one baseball,
But one
please.
NBA ticket, please.
I mean, I don't know. Well, why is the rivalry so like? Those are the best two teams, then.
They're just the most popular. I mean,
Well, why? What?
it's. I mean, obviously every year it fluctuates because obviously rebuild. Well, actually, there isn't really technically rebuilding like there is in soccer because it's kind of like you have academies that slowly progress people. There's no
Mm,
drafts in soccer typically. There is in America because we are already used to the system, but it's like not a good system. Like baseball doesn't even really have a draft. We literally have kids from high school that get signed to baseball to professional teams. That's how it works in soccer. I'm not sure if you're familiar with how baseball or hockey. Basically, um, before what's it called? Like,
You want me to give you like how I gave you my understanding of Chivas versus Americas? You want to give you my quick 20 seconds
yeah,
understanding
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah. How do you understand those
So you get
teams?
really good and you get all the bitches in high school, and then some one day you just notice some weird guy with sunglasses always at your games, and you're just like, what the fuck? And then you notice one day he goes over and talks to your dad, and then he or your dad slip each other or something, and then after that he shows up at your house and he talks to you and he tells you how Memphis is such a nice place and they love to have you and all this cool shit, and then wait, what am I talking about? Baseball or soccer?
That it's the same thing.
Okay, it's
That's what I'm
soccer.
saying. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
soccer. So maybe not Memphis, maybe in like California or something. I don't know. And then you take like a little trip to like their school or whatever, and then they're like, oh, and by the way, we're gonna like we gotta go do something, but this is your gym bag that we gave you for free, and then you open it and there's just like a bunch of monies in there,
yeah,
and then you're just like, oh, I will love to play for your school.
yeah. Except you can legally do that. You can
Nice.
legally pay them.
Oh, I keep saying school. Just a team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But the thing is, obviously, in college you can't pay them because you're playing for a college team. But if you go straight to professional, you can legally pay them. That's how it works in soccer and baseball.
Question. So when they do that, right? Like let's say you're a scout and you go to like you're talking to like the 16-year-old about like soccer opportunity or whatever. Do you like is that guy allowed to get an agent and you have to talk to the agent, or you
Yeah,
can,
that guy's allowed to get an agent.
and then if you were to get him, do you not know if you get like a little bonus from that?
The agent?
Like you as the scouting person or whatever.
Oh, the scouting. I don't know. I
I'm
mean,
thinking,
well, the
right?
thing is, those scouts, they typically, I mean, you can bring them into the team, but there's no way of knowing how they're going to perform until you actually start putting them into a game, you know? So it's like, how do you know you discovered Messi until he starts playing? You know what I mean? Like, you can bring Messi. Like,
Mm.
why would you give you a bonus if,
No,
like, right out,
I
just
get you.
like nobody knows he's Messi yet? You know
True,
what I
true,
mean?
true, true, true.
So it's not really like
You
that
don't think you'd be able
straightforward.
to see like a Messi, like
Me?
like
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what they saw at Messi that they literally like we have to have this 7 year old from Argentina. We're gonna take him back to Spain. He was
true,
7 years old when they recruited
true.
him.
Like what did he show them that was like
Exactly. Like I don't know. I mean that. I mean clearly he had to have been otherworldly for them to be like, we need to take your whole family. If we have to take your whole family to Spain so you can train with us, we will do that. And they did.
what do you think like what yeah like I mean obviously I just asked, but like what do you think is the most important thing for them? Do you think it was like the his initial drive? Do you think it was his athletic ability? Do you think it was like his
He was
leadership type of
probably
thing? Because
he
I'm thinking for myself, right? If I saw like
yeah. What the thing is for soccer, it's like a lot of people don't understand if you're not like really into it, is that soccer's a game of space. So
mm,
it's like in basketball, like you can have super good like technical abilities and that can get you very far. In soccer, I mean, you'd have to have very exceptional technical ability. But even then, Messi was not super technical. His he's very like he is very technical, but he plays as simple as possible, which is like what makes him super good. So like if you have a ball and there's five defenders, typically like in basketball you can like school all of them if you're that good. And Messi was like it's very rare, and Messi was one of them that he could school all of them. But in soccer, typically you're supposed to like get around them by passing it to people. So it's very hard to shine by yourself. But if a scout can see that you can see that, I think that's kind of like probably what they saw in him is that,
mm,
oh, I passed it to this guy, and now like I freed myself of five defenders.
you would actually like Blue Lock then, bro. Because that goes into it. There's like
Yeah,
there's people who are specialized. There's this one guy with orange hair who's like he's like the brute guy who's like his whole motto is like I want to be the superhero of like soccer.
soccer.
Like when people like when I get into the box and like there's defenders on me, I want to be able to push them off and like kick it straight into the goal. And even if the goalie is in front of me, like I want to be able to beat him. There's a really fast guy that's like all you need is speed in soccer to beat everyone. And there's other people who are like midfielders who are exactly how you're saying, who are like, I may not be a striker, but I dictate how this field moves. And then
Yeah.
they'll get the rebound of a ball and they'll kick it, and then it'll be like this
Oh,
the
that's true. I forget it's just strikers, right?
yeah, exactly.
So like, how could you have like a maestro type like player as a striker?
Dude, it's such a good. I'm
I feel like that
telling you,
doesn't
bro.
work.
It's a good anime.
As whoever the person is, the director, I would like kick that guy out.
well, because you would think, right? Because that's actually what the protagonist of the anime he kind of deals with. Because he kind of he's a good striker because of his IQ, but it says it in the anime in terms of like his speed, his agility, all the physical stuff. He's like average is probably his best that he would probably get for all that, but he still has that ego, like that ego striker type of mentality that he wants to score and everything.
Yeah.
So by him essentially like by him being the protagonist and everything, he's kind of showing like anyone who watches the anime like, oh, all you really need is like not only just like a will, but you also need to be able to like uh uh just like just pull it off. Like literally like
Yeah.
there's so many
Back your trash talk.
like literally that's all it is. There's so
Yeah.
many examples in the anime where it's just like um supposedly on paper it's like you're not supposed to win, but if you can figure out like for strength it's like speed, for like IQ it's like just brute force, it's like for everything there's like a for a yin there's a yang, and like you just got to figure out what that is to like overcome it. And that's why I think, bro, I just think Blue Lock is like one of the best, bro, animes out there, because like he goes through that of like, okay, I'm not the best in terms of like striking, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna become a midfielder to analyze what the other better strikers are doing.
Yeah.
And then by doing that he also was able to be like, okay, I can also look at the defense, look at how they're going to react to a lot of stuff, and by doing that I can almost make like that's like I feel like that's where they're trying to go in the anime. They're trying to make him so that he's becomes almost like a computer where it's just like, oh, if everyone comes here I have to go over here because that's like the most logical thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're taking it for him. And honestly, bro, it's like it's really fucking, in my opinion, right? But
Yeah.
it's really fucking good because like you get to see like how all of this different stuff matter. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know, like
In soccer,
you're saying it
yeah.
right now, how space matters. Like
Space
he
matters.
shows that. He shows that
Yeah.
of like how it's like if there's like a 2-on-1,
Yeah.
like it matters being able to like hold them off until you get reinforcements, and then you get to pass it,
Yeah.
and then you get to
Yeah.
move.
It's
Like
not about like taking everybody all the time. Like
yeah,
literally, it's just get the ball into empty space. That's the whole.
yeah,
That's as simple as you can make the game
yeah,
of
bro.
soccer. It's as simple as that. You see empty space, take it.
Pretty good.
That's it.
I say.
I mean, obviously, and then but the thing is, what it gets more from there. It gets more complicated because obviously now if both sides know the empty space, take it. Then you have as a defender, block the paths to those empty space. So then there's more tactics about like, oh, well, if I know he's gonna block my empty space, then as soon as I take the space and I'm able to draw that defender, he just created empty space from where he just came from.
I do like that aspect of soccer where it does feel a little bit like it feels a little bit more like chess than
Yeah.
compared to something like basketball.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like basketball is a little bit too high paced, so
Yeah.
you
can't really do that.
can't react like that because if you pull a defender off, and also the amount of people too.
Yeah, it's very small. You can literally like,
Very
oh
intimate.
shoot, I left that empty space. I can literally cover my mistakes so quickly.
Yeah, and also the like people's like actual like their size can actually like make up for like
exactly.
And on the soccer field you could be like 6'5".
Yeah,
doesn't
I can
matter.
literally cover 2 people because I'm 7 feet tall.
That's crazy. That actually is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Does that ever happen in soccer? Is there's never
no, there's never
like a big guy.
The only scenario where your size would be I mean, obviously your size can be an advantage in certain situations.
Like a defender, midfielder.
But there's no way like somebody could be like
a bodybuilder.
Yeah, so huge that they can cover 2 people. Because like it doesn't happen.
Because also you have to be running a lot too.
Yeah, so you have to be running.
No way.
That's the thing though. People think that there are some very fast people in soccer that are literally buff as fuck.
Oh,
that you would be like, how is this
Wayne Rooney or whatever?
Wayne Rooney, that guy, he's not super fast, but he's brute force.
Yeah.
The battery's gonna die. I'm not sure if you want to end the podcast here or if you want to start another one, or I gotta change the battery regardless. So
we're at 120, so I think for this episode, guys, this is where we're gonna hit the see you later mark. If you like
yeah,
what we talked about in this episode, leave a comment, leave a like down below.
leave a like, guys.
Also, we're probably gonna do another episode pretty soon. That's probably a little different format than this. We're probably gonna be trying something,
Different.
yeah, different, and
Dink the
hopefully
like button,
you
guys.
guys like that. Also, hit the shorts button. If I mean, the only place we post is
Yeah,
YouTube, so go on the shorts. We're gonna have a lot of more shorts coming up.
we post on TikTok.
Post on TikTok too. Let me think. Let me underscore think on TikTok.
Yep.
And yeah, if you see any funny clips,
Dink talk.
send it to your mom, your dad,
Are you
your
guys on
girlfriend,
Dink
your
talk?
boyfriend, your friend, your dog, your sister, your cat, your goldfish, your your neighbor, your
But if your
principal,
goldfish is not engulfed in the iPad,
your ex,
get your life together.
your cat, your doctor, your other doctor,
Your therapist.
your side shit, fine shit, my shit,
Your
what's up,
shit?
shit.
Your shit.
All right, you guys, we're
No
gonna
shit.
hit you guys.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Peace.